Welcome to my Jhin guide. Today I will be teaching you how to play Jhin in lane, mid-game, and in teamfights, as well as runes and builds. Just kidding, there's a video on Dr. Mundo mid. Why play Jhin when you can play Dr. Mundo? With Dr. Mundo you do big damages, like Jhin, but you have a level of health considered illegal in 60% of the world. For runes on Dr. Mundo, I would take tank runes at first, but then realize Dr. Mundo is like a tortilla chip. By taking tank runes, you become a ball of tortilla chips. Good, but could be better. But by taking damage runes, you can add some cheese, salsa, maybe some meat, cook that all at 375 for 10 minutes, and get yourself some nachos. I looked into the tank runes, but couldn't find anything that worked well. Then I looked into the sorcery tree. I liked to use Phase Rush to be able to poke and then have more options for escape or an engage. But I found that I wasn't making enough use of it. I looked into media, but found that Summonary helps early game poke enough to merit using. For the next options, I take Ultimate Hat to keep your ult usable more in lane and team fights, but can take Nullifying Orb if the opponent could be a more aggressive laner. I take Transcendence next because the bonus stats from the other options aren't better than the free CDR. For my last option, I take Scorch for extra poke in lane. I like to take Resolve in the secondary tree with Demolish for tower pressure and Second Wind for more sustain in poke-heavy lanes. For items, I start pretty much all my games with a Dwarven Shield and a Potion. On my first back, I buy boots and either a Spectre Cowl or a Bramble Vest, depending on what resistances I need. For early items, I finish my boot into Sorcerer's Shoes, usually, to make my Q deal more damage, but if I'm behind I will build defensive boots. I build a Spirit Visage or an Oblivion Orb to get even more magic penetration. I will build items like a Dead Man's Plate, Sunfire Cape. Other items are mostly situational, like Adaptive Helm, Morellan Armacon, Titanic Hydra, Warmog's Armor, or a Gargoyle Stoneplate. Some other wacky and wild items may see use if I feel like it, but mostly any item under the defense tab will work. To quickly go over Dr. Mundo's abilities, your passive makes you get health regen based off of your health. The Q throws a meat cleaver in a line that does magic damage based off the target's max health at the cost of 50 to 90 health on a very low cooldown. Usually max this first. The W lights you on fire, dealing damage at the cost of 10 to 30 health per second and gaining 10 to 30% tenacity. Take an early point into this ability at level 3 or 4 and then leave it, unless you are against an opponent who is always standing in the minion wave, in which case max this first for the bonus damage. The E gives you 2% MR whenever you take magic damage or use a health cost passively, up to a cap. The active makes your next auto attack do bonus physical damage based off your max health, at the cost of 25 to 65 health. Max this ability second, or if you're against a pesky laner like Yasuo who will dodge your Q easily. Your ult heals you for an amount of health some may only dream of ever owning, and temporarily turning you into an F1 race car at the cost of 20% of your current health. Just spam this in lane instead of recalling, and to chase people down. We'll go over 3 lane opponents that you may encounter in the mid lane. Zed, an easy opponent, Katarina, a medium difficulty opponent, and Nazir, possibly the most difficult lane matchup for Dr. Mundo. In lane against Zed, start your Q and try to poke at level 1. Zed's Q will have a longer cooldown and you will have no W to dodge. Use this to get him low early. At levels 2 to 5, Zed will try to fight you. Be sure to look at where his shadow is and position around it. Zed might try to get an early kill on you using Ignite. For this reason, I usually take Cleanse as my second summoner spell to stop the damage and healing reductions from Ignite. If I don't take Cleanse, I'll take Exhaust for the resistance and speed reduction. When you and Zed hit level 6, he will probably try to all-in you. If this is the problem, you can spend 600 gold for a stopwatch. Otherwise, try to stay in lane and use your ult if necessary. Remember, unlike other laners, Dr. Mundo does not need to buy items to deal more damage, so you can stay in lane to get pressure on tower. In lane against Katarina, play very similarly as you would against Zed. Poke with Q, play around their mobility, and pressure tower. The differences with Katarina is that you have to build MR, and she has the ability to roam boss to pick up easy kills. Remember to ward and ping MIA when she leaves lane. If you see her roaming, you can either follow her and slow her down with your Q, or you could pressure towers while she is gone. Laning against Azir will be incredibly difficult. At level 1, you will have your only chance to freely poke. After some levels, Azir will be able to deal more poke damage than you at a higher range. Your options now are to either sit on the tower and farm with your Q, try to roam and push other lanes, or attempt the technique. This technique is building a banner of command as your first item. By using this item, you can make a minion deal more damage and become immune to magic damage. If you empower a minion, then stand beside the minion. Azir can only attack you or the minion, because his W deals magic damage which the minion won't take. If he wants to attack the minion, he can't use his soldiers, so he'll have to auto-attack. This will leave you able to hit him. If he chooses to attack you, he will not damage the minion, and because of a recent change, his W will cause the minion to attack him and deal a large amount of damage. In late game, there are one of two things that might happen. 1. You'll be ahead and be able to poke enemies out with your Q and finish them off with your E. Or 2. You'll be behind and have to play the rest of the game like a Maokai with no CC. This outcome is worse than the other, but will still work if you play it right. Thank you for watching this good guide on Jhin.